Hello, Dumaguete.
Hello, Negros Oriental.
Hello, Sillimanians around the world.
This is Joshua Soldivillo.
And this is Ronelyn Vailoces-No.
You're watching
Silliman. Good evening, everyone. This is a magazine program that talks about different aspects of Silliman University.
A program initiated to discuss different matters concerning the campus by the sea. You're watching
Silliman.
Hello, everyone! Happy New Year! Woo! Energy naman dyan. Energy check.
Yay!
Happy New Year, everyone! 2024, Ron, Year of the Dragon. A lot of things are about to unfold, and we bid you really a prosperous and an abundant 2024. And of course, Ron, customarily, we begin our year by writing down this New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
No? Ang dami. So siguro, my resolution will be continuing my 2023 resolution.
So what were those?
Okay. But I think I will have new ones instead
Sige.
of. So siguro, it's more on because if I remember it right, for 2023, I wrote down that I will be more conscious about my health. But then I still gained weight eh. So I failed I think I will continue that one. 2024 will still be about well-being, wellness, ganon, positivity.
Yeah.
How about you, Ron?
I think it's all about prioritizing our health. So I should limit my sugar intake.
Sugar intake
yeah.
in the form of
Chocolates and cakes.
okay.
Pleasures.
The key there on is to share those, diba?
I kept on sharing,
Yes.
but there's a lot of food in the area.
Hashtag sana all. Anyway, Ron, to begin our 2024, our guest for tonight, I think very energetic, fitting to start our 2024 episode. Energetic, youthful. Hashtag mga hamison. Guwapo mo o gwapahon.
Yes. Munay sana all.
In summary, as Sillimanian.
Sino ka dyan?
So, Ron, why don't you introduce our guests for tonight?
To start with, let me introduce our Suki.
Yes, of course.
Suki na siya dito sa hashtag Silliman. He is a third-year mass communication student. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Timothy Libres.
Hello!
Hi, Tim. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year, ma'am.
Happy New Year, team. And of course, we have here young and promising students of Silliman. And I think promising in terms of filmmaking, perhaps?
Promise.
Yeah, promise. So let me introduce a first-year psychology student, Angelina Rival.
Hello, hello.
And welcome to hashtag
Yeah.
Silliman.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
And we also have here a first-year marketing student, Rosemarie Wegener.
Woo!
Welcome to Silliman, Rosemary.
Thank you.
All right. So, Ron, I asked you about your New Year's resolution. I
Yeah.
think it's their time to share to us their New Year's resolution. So, Tim, what's
first?
in the top of your mind?
Oh my God, sir. I truly resonate to what you said, and it's time to prioritize on our health. This year, I'm starting to eat gulay, finally.
Wow!
Yes.
Congratulations.
I'm
Yes.
eating lentils now. Wow.
Lentils.
Lentils, tomatoes, salad. Yes, that's my New Year's resolution. Really
Great,
to prioritize my
great.
health.
Yeah.
And also incorporate like gym into my usual routine kasi parang lumaki tayo ng Christmas break. So,
New Year, new me talaga,
Oo.
Tim.
Yes.
I just had my membership to a gym here in Dubai.
Wow!
So let's invite Tim 5 months from now and let's see
the
progress.
difference.
Sige.
Before and
Year-end video, taga nyo to.
Before and after.
Hashtag Balik Alindog program.
Program. That also goes for you,
Yes,
huh?
of course.
Oh.
But let me see if I will ask the membership details. Of
Oh my God.
All right. How about Rose?
For me, I think I still have time to not prioritize my health, I'll make Maui.
Okay.
So I think for me, I will try to be a better student. I need to stop procrastinating. The night before does not work for me. The stress isn't worth it.
Oh, okay. So, academic naman yung ano niya.
Yeah.
Yung kanyang resolution, di ba? Hashtag.
And discipline, no?
Yes.
Stop procrastination.
No
which
more
is very
delaying.
difficult,
Oo.
no? Ano.
Projects delayed.
Yeah.
Grades denied. Ganon.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. How about you, Ange?
Ange.
Oh, I definitely agree about the health thing, but more on mental health, focusing on my
Yeah.
well-being,
yes.
like prioritizing myself. I think this past year has taught me so much about myself, and I believe that I don't know. I feel like I've just been opening my eyes, especially when I entered psychology. It's been a real eye-opener. So yeah, prioritizing mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that's not the third eye, Ron. The eye opener. But yeah, kidding aside, that's really true that we have to be holistically healthy, not only mental, physical, also financial, financial health.
And emotional. So.
And emotional. So,
Yeah.
all aspects.
Yeah.
All aspects. All right. Now, speaking of 2024, I'd like to begin, Ron, with Tim here because I'm sure that the Silliman University Student Government will become busier this semester given the lineup of activities and, of course, other plans. So,
Yes.
Tim, as of now, what can you share to us in terms of incoming activities at SUSG?
Okay, for the Silliman University Student Government for the second semester, currently today, as of filming, we're having our strategic planning wherein we check into the different executive committees. We have 21 executive committees with regard to like the different programs that we can have for the second semester. There are different events that it's instilled for the students for the second semester. But more importantly, we are prioritizing with the flagship programs that we have. So for the second semester, we hope to launch 2 major programs. First one is the Diverse Advocates for Student Inclusion and Growth, or DASIG, which was launchpad earlier this month during the Silliman and Harvard Cultural Unity Affairs. So with DASIG, this aims to create like a sector, or not just a sector, but a body that allows the underrepresented sectors of Silliman to be heard. We have student athletes, student parents,
Right.
working students, the LGBTQIA+, PWD, and sometimes, or more often than not, these people aren't really heard of. So with DASIG, we want to make certain that this body can lobby certain things that they try to, make their university life better. So for example, for PWD people, they might want more PWD-friendly facilities.
Correct.
Then they can lobby that to the pertinent offices here in the university. And many others. The second program that we're aiming to do is our Klima Caravan. So it's more of a caravan to the different departments here in Silliman University on how it really is to become an eco-friendly Sillimanian.
Yeah.
So these are the 2 programs that we have for this semester. And also we do have one thing, which is intramurals, which
Yes.
we are
Oh my
excited
God.
to share soon.
Yes,
Yes, soon.
And hopefully we can also invite the in charge for SUSG's counterpart for the intram. So very interesting, Ron, for DASIG. I think that's
Yeah.
very much needed. No? We need
Exactly.
to distribute that sense of agency,
True.
that leadership, no? But distributed leadership, kumbaga, no? And they deserve really to be heard, no?
Yeah.
These
True.
people you've identified, and I think it really aligns your Klima, no?
Klima Caravan.
Klima
yeah.
Caravan that aligns with our thrust in the university.
Exactly.
And in fact, that's also aligned with the recent victory of Ange and Rose, right, Ron?
Yes. Speaking of, you won third in a
Yes.
certain filmmaking contest.
Yes.
And that's, I think it's all about the environment and the waste management here in Silliman University. Can you tell us more about it, Ange and Rose?
The competition itself.
Yes.
So it was organized by CMEO, Southeast Asian. It's a Southeast Asian organization, and the contest was called Waste Hero Awards. So there was a 3-category competition: one for students, one for teachers, and one for schools. So when the Environment Committee reached out to us and Infomedia about joining this competition, it was a little tight. The deadline was very tight. I think they received it September 20.
Yes,
September
we
20.
received the email from Sir Abe on September 20, and we were kind of reluctant considering at this time it was like prelims, midterms,
Yeah.
and you know, before orgs and everything, we're still students, we have to put our grades first. So we weren't really sure if we could take on this task, but we knew that it would be a good opportunity to show how Silliman as a school controls our waste. Because I think the theme, right, was like waste management in like the different schools and how they manage it in their ways. It's like a good way to show how we do it. And then maybe we can even learn from the other schools how they do it and adapt it into our school. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So all in all, how many months or please give us a timeline on how you produced the film.
Oh, it was
Because it was really
tight.
tight, right?
It was
very
very
tight.
tight. So when they got emailed this, they didn't inform or they weren't able to tell us right away because, of course, Envirocom and Infomedia are separate entities. But one of the chairpersons, Sab Ledesma, one of the chairs, reached out to me in a casual conversation mentioning it. And on September 25, I was emailed formally about the invitation, and the deadline was October 10. So that was 2 weeks.
Just
2 weeks. So we finished everything in 2 weeks. We had to plan and coordinate and also partner up with the High School Affairs Committee for our actors and film produce, and as for, of course, there was Dr. Betty Macan and also other notable people in Silliman University. We had to interview them as well. And editing, everything, of course, took a while, and we somehow
You managed and
we
you
managed
actually
it,
won.
during prelims.
Wow,
So
and
It
2
was
weeks pa
really
yun run.
surprising.
How much more if they have, more time to prepare, to edit?
And we're speaking of about how many contingents?
126.
126.
And you won third.
Yeah, we won third.
With just 2 weeks of filming.
Is this only limited to Philippines? Because Simeo is Southeast Asia, right?
Yes,
So,
Southeast Asia and Bhutan.
oh,
Yeah, so a
Wow.
lot. It was an international competition, which is part of the reason why we were so motivated to enter, because despite all of the challenges, obviously, of the time, we still wanted to pursue it, just to represent Silliman, and as well the opportunity, just at the end of the day.
Okay. So I think that's very important, no? Because part of our advocacy is really for the environment, for the well-being of society and the environment. That's explicitly stated in our vision, mission, and goals, no? Guys, we're just going to pause for a short break. When we come back, let's talk more about the activities, no, that you have conducted and other plans that you want to share to us. Guys, stay with us. #Silliman. We'll be back.
Silliman University, a place where every corner tells a story of dedication, growth, and excellence. But beyond our classrooms, our school has fostered a revolution against waste. Our story is a passionate call for environmental responsibility, directly tackling waste challenges often faced by big institutions. And this all began with a move in the right direction, the bold step to reinforce policies and firmly ban plastics in campus. This is the Silliman University Waste Management Success Story.
Here at Silliman University, we take a role as stewards of God's creation seriously. Thus, it was imperative for us to develop environment principles, policies, and guidelines.
Silliman University has published, after approval of the Board of Trustees, its guidelines, principles, and policies on environmental sustainability. And zero waste plastic or a plastic ban is part of that.
Taking care of the environment is not an easy task. It requires passion, commitment, resilience, and initiative. Change does not happen overnight, so we can only do so much. In Silliman University, students are expected to go beyond what's expected. And so, for every event that they organize, they are required to submit protocols and zero waste management plan before their events are given approval.
At Silliman University, our education transcends textbooks.
At Silliman, this isn't just a bag, it's a stance against disposable culture.
We're taught to be stewards of the earth. Every reusable bottle, every cloth bag, and every sustainable choice we make stems from a profound lesson that our actions, however small, shape our future.
So Silliman University as an educational institution is in a very unique position to be able to teach the students from early childhood all the way up to college these environmental principles to help them rethink their lifestyles and their consumption patterns to choose products that are kinder to the environment.
Silliman University operates a materials recovery facility wherein the Buildings and Grounds Department segregates the waste materials into 3 categories: recyclables, biodegradables, and residuals. The recyclable materials are processed and retained in the facility. Meanwhile, the residuals are collected by the Environmental and Natural Resources Office of Dumaguete and are deposited to the Bayawan City landfill.
Silliman University is living proof that our commitment is not only to education but also to protecting our planet and to our community. These principles, policies, and guidelines that our university has outlined, they're not only a set of rules and policies, they are a promise to our youth and to our planet. A promise that we should take care of our natural resources, our flora and our fauna here in our university as well. With this, we are encouraging the youth to take action and inflict positive change with regards to the different environmental pressing issues in our society today.
Our school is not only committing to a greener tomorrow, but also building a culture where environment is a priority. Through simple and collective actions, we strive for a greener, cleaner future for all, and most importantly, a hopeful today.
These are Silliman's ways of not only protecting our world, but also making it a better place. Here's to a responsible environmental behavior.
Hello, beautiful Sillimanians around the world, and of course those who are joining us via Channel 6 Phil Products Ron. Maayong gabi ninyong tanan. We are still joined with our friends from the Silliman University Student Government, ever youthful, ever energetic, dynamic, all the adjectives in the world. Alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. All right, now we talked a lot about the environment and of course the incoming plans before we pause for a short break. And you've mentioned about this event, Tim. You mentioned about Harvard.
Yes.
And this is a recent event in the university.
Yes,
so can you please unpack to us the details of this event?
So for this time around, it's the second installment of the Harvard Philippine Forum. And for context, the Harvard Philippine Forum is essentially a close-knit family, somehow a family of Filipino-Americans.
So family.
Diba?
Family.
Filipino-Americans, and everyone who really loves the Filipino culture in Harvard. So this time around, they partnered with the SUSG to create an event for cultural exchange. But this time around, we want to make it a little more different. We want to somehow anchor it to one of our programs, which is DASIG, the one I mentioned earlier. We want to make certain that we get to exchange stories of the different underrepresented sectors here and also gain insights to what it's like to be a minority abroad. Like, for example, for our student athletes, we want to compare on what was the level of support that the athletes in Harvard get to experience.
Can you quickly share about them?
Yeah, we heard they gave them scholarships, full scholarships, and we want to somehow bring that here in Silliman University. Yeah, because we have really talented athletes. Some even, bag gold during the Southeast Asian Nation Games. And really, apart from that, we also want to hear, stories from the scholars in Harvard. There are a lot of people, inspiring people who even got 1.5 million worth of scholarships.
Wow.
That's dollars.
Dollars abroad. And then we want to, hear their story of what it's like to be a scholar, what were the premiums that they get to experience, and try to somehow adopt it here or lobby even policies here in the university that could put premium as well to the different underrepresented sectors in Silliman.
So are there ongoing talks, Tim, of a reciprocated activity that you will also go to Harvard perhaps?
I wish.
I wish,
I
but
think you should lobby the talk with your partner. Partnership has to be mutual, no? And if you need a chaperone, we're just here.
Don't worry, we'll invite you definitely.
But just kidding. But I think that event really is, I would say, a very enriching experience for you. Particularly the exchange of stories, these narratives, and I think that could also be a good benchmarking event for you guys.
Exactly. I've read a post online when a Harvard student and a Sillimanian got to interact with regards to the number of hours they spend in school. And we were shocked that they start their classes mostly at 8 or 9. And us here, we start at 7, 7:30. And also, their classes per semester isn't as heavy as ours. They had their classes for 4 subjects in a semester, while we have almost 9, 10 subjects per semester.
More than our fingers could count.
Yeah, exactly. And that shows somehow a benchmark of what could be, the potential change of a curriculum that we can do in the Philippines and try to make it more efficient, more productive. And really, it was such an enriching moment hearing the stories of the people there, who's really diverse as well. And us being able to share on our side as well. It was nice, fulfilling. It was an amazing experience meeting these amazing people.
That's nice. So your story, their story, it becomes our story.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, Tim, thank you very much for sharing that.
Thank you.
No, let's go back to the filmmaking. Let's go back and let's talk about environment also. What do you think is the biggest environmental problem that we face nowadays? And I do believe that the Harvard University students and Silliman University are also passionate about our environment.
Exactly.
We only have one planet and we have to take care of it,
True.
right? So yeah, as a psychology student, as a marketing student, what do you think is the biggest environmental problem, and how can the youth address it?
For me, I can't really think at the top of my head one specific problem that's we should focus on that, we should put all our energy on that, because there's a lot, and then sometimes you will try to fix one problem and then it will create another problem. For example, geothermal is a really good source of energy, but then they say that when we build the actual plant, it will destroy the ecosystem. So it's facing one problem might create another problem, and then it just gets a little complicated.
It's a complex chain of
problems.
And everything is connected to
everything's really connected, so it gets really difficult to just fix one problem. So especially as students, sometimes we feel overwhelmed that we have to fix everything, we have to do everything, it's all in our hands, but there's really only so much we can do, and a lot of people feel a lot of pressure to make this change, to change the world, and we will change the world one step at a time, It's a transition, and I think right now what we can really work on is our waste management. We can work on speaking about problems that we might not be able to fix with our hands, but bringing awareness so that higher ups will feel that urgency to fix it, with the reclamation, with pyrolysis. I think as a student, what we can really start with is our waste usage, like plastic usage, how much waste we generate, like switching from plastic bottles to reusable bottles, from plastic bags to tote bags, just the small things.
Yeah.
They think it's small, like what difference can I make
But
as one
collectively.
person?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember this one quote that said, like, a collection of small efforts make a big change. So yeah.
One effort at a time.
One
True.
effort at a time.
And it's not going to be an overnight transition, Ron,
Exactly.
but the conversation has to go on.
Exactly.
There has to be one
It has
step
to, you know,
forward.
it has to
Yeah, it really
continue.
does.
Conversations, because that could be a starting point. Yeah. How about you, Ange?
I definitely agree that there are too many problems to address. I feel like a lot of people say, "Oh, climate change is the most urgent," and of course, I agree. However, I don't think it's mutually exclusive for us to just focus on one thing. Or I feel like a lot of issues stem from, at the end of the day, the way our society works, how our society has been so built upon, for example, plastics, as you mentioned. Like, it's so difficult to avoid plastics because everything is in plastics, like buying water, for example. And of course, it's also an issue of humanitarianism. Like, a lot of people cannot afford to buy more eco-friendly options. Right? It's more expensive to buy, like, let's say a hydro flask or an aqua flask than to buy a bottle of water, which is like 10, 15 pesos. So I think it's a bigger issue in which I believe legislation can help fix, and of course, legislation and regulation for our corporations and accountability in that regard. But as she said, one tiny effort from a group of people can make the biggest difference. And of course, bringing attention to these issues is the most important. Advocacy is very
And
important.
the mindset, right?
Yeah,
the
the
mindset is
mindset.
very
Yeah.
important. So education, that's the entry point of education. Like setting the mindset right.
And
It's very
sometimes, you know, some people are educated about this, but they are indifferent. And perhaps apathy is also one
Yeah,
problem that we might face.
Yeah.
No?
Because there are so many people that's, teaching us, okay, do this, do that. But then again, if everyone won't really follow it, then the people who's making awareness, the people who's educating, it's gonna go down the drain. All the effort's gonna go down the drain.
I feel like in a way we've been sort of desensitized to the amount of pollution and how I guess messed up, for lack of better terms, the world is right now. Our climate change, like our temperature right now. Of course, you go outside and it's so hot, and that's, if I don't know, 10, 20 years ago, you would not feel the same like temperature.
Yeah.
It would not be this hot. And of course, people think, oh, I'm not gonna contribute to that because I'm just one person, and whatever I do is just so small, so it won't affect me. Just because it won't affect me personally, I will not do any action. But that's the kind of apathy that we're trying to work against.
Right. And yeah, again, that's one of the ways that these conversations will pass through, and the conversations really have to continue. So team, so far, understand for SUSG, you have a lot of platforms before, no? Because during election, you're talking about platform for the environment in the campus. So far, what have you implemented? And so far, what are the challenges? No?
Okay.
Like, because I believe it has been also a talk in the campus that you're not allowed to bring one-use or single-use plastic. So far, how has this programs been doing?
Yeah, especially with the environment, let's start off with August. August is Hibalag season, and it was a time when a lot of concessionaires will really come to Silliman to sell during Hibalag. And it was during that time when we had conversations with these concessionaires of cutting off plastics. And it was so hard communicating with them. And I believe our environmental committee can attest to how hard it was. But then again, conversations have to happen. And if we don't create actions now, then when? We always ask that. We always remind ourselves that if it's too late now, then we can't do anything about it.
There's nothing we can do.
We can't turn back the time.
Exactly.
So
why not do now?
that's for August,
Yes,
no?
it's for
With
August.
the Hibalag. And then after that,
And after that, shifting to our programs in the SUSG, we've already launched 3 of our programs. First one is our study space initiative, wherein we provide study spaces for our students, considering that our library is now temporarily closed to its usual operation. The second one is our Fact Checkers Guild. We do have our launching of it through our collaboration with Verifiles. They visited here in Silliman University, conducted a 2-day workshop with the different students from our research committee instilling them the skills of what really is like to become a fact checker, how to fact check, and then how to create publication materials, how to spread the information of, of this certain thing being fake news or being false or misleading. And then the third one, oh my God, the third one is our collective community action plan, sorry. The collective community action plan is basically our way of giving back to the communities outside of Silliman. Because as student leaders, we always fixate the idea of serving in the university. Sometimes we often forget to serve outside of the portals. So with the collective community action plan, we aim to create a network of volunteers here in the university to help the different communities outside. We instill to them how to serve the people outside, like gender or sensitivity training and all of those things. So we started our CCAP, we call them CCAP. We started CCAP by giving a cow to the Tuburan women. The Tuburan women are basically our women farmers here in Negros, teaching them how to, to farm and empowering these women. So these are the 3 programs that we started so far, and we're down to our last 2 programs for this year.
Wow. So, what a journey it has been.
Exactly.
The show has also been part of the SUSG documentation run, no? From the elections
Really
to
has.
the platforms, and then when they won, they always get to share to us updates, and we're so pleased that these are not only talks but really walking the talk also, right? So congrats, guys, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you, I think we're running out of time. So what are your message to the youth, especially for the Sillimanians who are listening or watching us right now?
Yeah. So I'd like to start off. So my message is, I love this message so much. It's from Ate April. I know you're scared, and I know you want to do it, but do it scared.
Yeah.
Because so for me, I started my leadership journey here in Silliman knowing that I'm afraid, knowing that I have so much doubt in myself of whether or not I can do, the things that I'm doing now. And I was like, oh my God, I guess I have to do it scared then. So I wish that my fellow Sillimanians would do it scared as well. I know there are a lot of doubts instilled in your minds, a lot of setbacks, but then again, if there's one person that's going to believe in you, then everything's possible.
Lady Gaga.
Yes. And that one person for me was Enrica. So yeah.
And shout out to Enrica.
Shout out Enrica, miss you.
Right?
We love you, Enrica.
Rose.
Mother.
Rose.
Oh, okay. For me, I think a message I'd like to give is that there is gonna be hope if we fight for it. It may seem scary, like similar to what Tim's message is. It's like scary, but we need to take that one step forward. And once we fight that anxiety and that fear, it seems a lot simpler after. And yeah, short but sweet.
Short but sweet.
Thank you.
Short.
You did not need to say that. I'm 5.
I feel you, Ange.
I'm 5'1" on a good day.
I still love you.
I'm 4'10" and a half.
And a half.
I am who I am.
I am me.
I am. Yes, Ange.
Okay, banking off of that, I'm a small package, but I have big dreams. No, but I don't know. I feel like my journey, especially in student leadership, has been really unexpected for me. I did not expect to be where I am today in #Silliman being interviewed for a video that I did.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
No.
Third. It was really unexpected for me, and I couldn't believe it. Same with Kuya Tim and Rosie's statements. The anxiety and the fear of, oh, can I even do this? Am I even gonna win? Like, if we had doubts about our video, we'd be like, oh, are we even gonna win?
Are we even good enough?
Are we even good enough? But that fear, you should set it aside, definitely. And since we set it aside, we were scared, like, oh, we can't finish it in time, or it's not gonna be good enough, or we're not gonna win. But despite all of those anxieties, we still passed and we won. And I think fear is the #1 thing that'll bring people down. Fear and insecurity. So if you just believe in yourself, even if you don't have somebody to believe in you, you have yourself.
Yeah.
If you believe in yourself, you can do anything.
You have yourself, Josh.
And I definitely agree, no, because self-doubt is really very difficult to conquer. But once you conquer yourself, you can conquer the world.
You really true.
How about you, Ron? What's your message for
Be you.
Short but sweet.
That's it, be you.
Yeah. Because that is the thing, the very authentic and unique thing that you can share to the world. Just being you.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
Well, I think I also posted this on Facebook, but I'd like to say that sometimes we are always looking for that growth, that sense of leveling up, right? And growth does not only appear to be, in the form of new things,
Or
new
high,
achievements,
yeah.
or something. We always have that thirst for something new to happen in our lives.
True.
But part of my reflection for this new year is that we just have to be good as we are, like deepening your skills, being having that higher level of mastery of your skills, not necessarily going to uncharted territories that
Contentment.
so something like that. So it's more on working on what you have,
True.
and
To
when
be-
you're ready,
yeah.
then search for more, search for new things.
To be genuine at the same time to be a work in progress.
Right.
Exactly.
Amen. 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 So once again, thank you very much, Tim, Ange, and Rose, for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you so
very much. And of course, to all Sillimanians around the world, daghang salamat for joining us. See you next week, and to God be the glory. Happy New Year, everyone! Sillimanians and friends of Silliman around the world, daghang salamat for joining another episode for tonight. And of course, continue supporting our Facebook page. It's called #Silliman. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on your favorite episodes. And of course, we have a growing community on YouTube. Baka naman, paki-click ng notification bell for you to be updated with our recent posts. And see you there.
And catch us at Channel 6 Field Products every Monday at 8 p.m. Replays will be shown every Tuesday before the noontime news and Saturday after the noontime news. This has been Ronelyn Faith Vailoces-No.
And of course, Joshua's Soldivillo. Kita-kits next week only here on
#Silliman!
Happy New Year!